been distributed, board members? Do we have any changes or additions or corrections?
And Beth? Just bathroom.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay.
That goes to you and the ones who gave you.
There's two sets now, one sewer,
Oh, my
one water.
word.
And you look at them, make sure you
Are you
don't
qualified to operate that?
I'm experienced.
Okay, good. I have a question about I don't know if, we've got somebody who's using the park and, we're gonna talk about sewer and some of those there. They fit under the general description. Are we okay just to plug those in when they come in? Okay. All right, thank you. So, move to take a motion for approval of the agenda.
I'll make a motion.
Aletha moves. Is there a second?
I'll second.
David seconds. All those in favor of approving the agenda as printed indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Thank you.
Public comment. Could you hear me? Come on, everybody. We appreciate you being here. We want to hear what you have to say. So,
We have a copy of the meeting.
the agenda.
Yeah.
There were some that were here. Some of them in the back row have sets were set here, but they've all been handed out. So,
Are there extras?
I can
Make more copies?
Sure. Jan will do that. Thank you.
Yeah,
Welcome.
thank you, Jan.
Welcome.
Any public comment for tonight's meeting? Yes. Allison.
Actually, I guess I have to get up here so the camera can get me.
You need to speak loudly.
Okay, just wanted to invite the Board of Trustees to a class that we're going to be hosting from the National Center for Constitutional Studies. It's on the Constitution and it's on the history of the founding of our nation. And it's an 8-hour course, and we thought we would break it down into roughly 2-hour segments. And there's a video and there are these manuals. They're $10 a piece normally, but if you buy 10, then they're just $3 a piece. So we've already bought 10 and we'll buy more if more people want to come. But we wanted to start by inviting the Board of Trustees and the Betterment Committee. If anybody can come, we'd like you to come, and we'd like to get some feedback maybe as to whether Wednesday or Thursday night would be better. We thought of doing it like on non-Betterment Wednesday nights or something like that.
Will they be all, so they won't be all one night, they'll be once a week or something, or twice a week, or what do you
It'd
think?
be like
2 hours each.
yeah, about 2 hours for sessions.
Okay.
So it's just a really good primer, and these manuals, they have, little blanks that you fill in. Actually, they found that it helps with recall, but it's not intimidating at all because the lecturer, actually, I listened to the first lesson and it's very inspiring. And he says, okay, the blank, you put this word in that blank, so it's not hard, but you still learn a lot. And I've studied this kind of thing, but I really learned a lot from it. So I just wanted to invite you all to, and
You want to have times or dates or course fees?
well, what do you think? Does Wednesday nights sound okay, except for Betterment Wednesday nights?
That works as well for me. I don't know.
I don't think there's anything, Allison, on the calendar for particularly for a Wednesday night aside from the community betterment meetings. So it appears that Wednesday night would be okay for the building at least.
Lori mentioned she's already taking a class on Wednesday nighs.
Oh, you
So
are?
that would work for
Or
her.
how about Thursday nights, non-board of trustee Thursday nights?
So what's for you?
You're not scheduling it around me, are you?
Well, the board, I think she's asking for
Yeah,
input.
just-
So,
Oh,
I mean, she'd like us to come if we can, so she's giving us first dibs on it, I think.
I mean, if you don't want to come, there's no pressure to come, but if you're interested in taking the class and you want to give some input about when would be best for you,
Well,
now's a good
Allison,
time.
do you have to have people tell you if they want to come and they're gonna be there before you schedule the building so they can come? If you got 6 people that want to go, or you got 2 that want to come, or none that want to come, you
It's-
have to find that out first before.
No, it's on. It's on. Come or don't come. We'll be here. You want to join us? You're welcome to come.
Can I ask, are you talking once a week or once a month?
Oh, once a week.
I think that, Allison, did you tell me that the course is an 8-hour course? So it would be up to us if, I mean, people's attention, if you want to set 2 hours.
We could do it all on one Saturday, but I thought that seemed like a lot. And I thought maybe just a couple of hours at a time, you know.
Well, you couldn't do it on Thursday then, because we have our meeting on Thursday, so that if you skip a week, you just skip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't raise it around me.
And it's $10.
No, we could do it for free if we wanted to chip in $3 or something, and then we do have to pay for use of the building. So, I mean, if somebody wants to give a contribution, but no, you know, we'd like to just offer this as a community service. So, anyway, I guess that's
We will,
it. We'll
Wednesday, Thursday? Thursday?
Is Wednesday better?
Doesn't matter, Wednesday's better for me, but that's all right. Because, especially if you don't start at 6:30.
Okay, we'll let you know.
Is it, it's really,
Yeah, Wednesday, it will probably be Wednesday or Thursday, and we'll let you know when we iron that out, because we have to talk to the people too. All right, well, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Last chance. Going once, going twice.
I don't know what to comment on because we haven't really had our discussion. It's like I might have a comment, but I don't know what my comment. It would be based on what goes on here later. So, can I reserve comment to the end or something?
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
I'll call on you when we get.
All right.
Beth, can I ask real quick, who all needs an agenda?
I didn't get one.
Thank you, Jan, for
You're
doing
welcome.
that.
Sure.
Thank you,
We
Jen.
need to
You're
remember
welcome.
to speak up so they can hear us because they
You want one?
accepted my requirement that they stay in the back tonight because it's just too much stuff up here. So we need to be respectful of that and speak up.
Yeah, because I'm hard hearing.
Okay, yeah.
Would you?
All right, so I'll be ready to get this,
Guess you better go get the
minutes
printout.
from last month's meeting.
There were 2 corrections that I've already made on those dates for April. I had them upside down and backwards, and I fixed them in the official record, so that was taken care of.
Do you want to tell us what those were?
Yes. I think I had January 19th and April 19th or something like that in the first paragraph, approval of the agenda. I had 2 dates upside down on that, so I fixed those.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Got a copy of that.
Yeah, I emailed it to you.
Yeah, we went tonight.
You knew it. Did you pick up your email?
My email?
Yeah.
Yeah, I read on my email, but my printer don't work, so I didn't print it out.
I have things maybe, I'm not sure.
There might be some over there on the end of the
We
table.
handed those out. Thanks, Fred. Well, I read them. I thought they were fine. Did you read them? You have them? Well, you don't get email, but did you get the packet? Oh, she doesn't get email.
I gave it to her.
Oh, so she's got
This is what we're talking
the minutes of our last
Right.
meeting. Okay, that's the
That's
agenda.
the agenda.
And then the minutes.
And that's,
Okay.
things I handed you. After that I gave you one. There you go. The
Okay.
minutes.
I did read it, but I just didn't.
That's all right, just refresh your memory.
Okay, well, wait a minute while folks have a chance to glance over them again.
Sure. You're right, so
They're just busy working.
Well, they help us remember what happened.
When we signed all these people.
That's a lot.
It
It was a lot of check signing busy work, yeah.
Right.
Yes.
There's only been about 3 weeks around here.
Yeah, Lori's looking at this. Okay, yep, I'll take a motion to approve the minutes of the April 16th meeting.
I make a motion we approve the meeting, the minutes from the last meeting.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah.
Thank you, David. Is there a second to that motion to approve the minutes of the last meeting?
I second it.
Okay, Lori seconds that motion. Any discussion? Those in favor of approving the minutes of the last meeting, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say no. The ayes have it, the motion's carried. No, that was the agenda we approved before, and this was the minutes. Okay. So, ordinances.
Okay.
This is the schedule of fees, something we did not talk about at the meeting a week ago. So just, if you're listening for that, this will be new, so.
All right, we needed to make a couple of amendments to the schedule of fees. I'll give you the first reading. It is Bill 201503. amending ordinance number 2012-06, schedule of fees to update hourly rate, add hourly rate for snow removal and related matters. And that's precisely what is in here. You'll see in the red that we changed our hourly rate from $7.35 to $7.65. And under that, under the road fund, we added snow removal part-time, $10 per hour.
Is there any discussion of the motion? Actually, I should take a, is there a motion to approve that
I have to do a second reading.
before we make the motion? Is that right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Is
Well,
there
the
any
second reading?
Any discussion on it? Any
Apparently they're
questions?
gonna wait for the second reading.
All right, second reading. Bill number 2015-03, amending ordinance number 2012-06, schedule of fees to update hourly rate at hourly rate for snow removal and related matters. Now we'll go for motion.
Then if you have your ordinances and you're trying to find that, it's the back page. And so under,
Find it at the very back.
I'll find it, the very last page, and I guess the back of that page too. Down where, in the middle of the page, it says employees in bold. This is the very back of all your ordinances. And then general fund, and it says hourly work as required, and what we did last month, which is what she's reading this month, changes that $7.35 to $7.65 per hour, which is the Missouri minimum wage, which is higher than the state minimum wage. The other place it changes.
Right underneath it, snow removal, I added snow removal. It would be a new one that I gave you.
Okay, so you added snow removal to this.
Right,
Okay, so under hourly work. And,
$10 per hour.
right, and we've been paying that, and so it's a matter of updating the.
We just, it wasn't in the schedule of fees, and we've added it now.
Okay. Any discussion about any of that? Talked about it last month, but if you thought of something. Right. Is there a motion to approve those two changes to the schedule of fees?
I make a motion, we accept the changes to Bill 2015-03.
Or is it six?
I said,
Okay,
I have to roll call.
we have a motion and a second. Those in favor will vote no, and Denise will call the roll.
Okay, Beth,
Aye.
Aletha,
aye.
David,
Aye.
Lori.
Aye.
Motion
Motion was unanimous.
Thank you, Denise.
And they are punched, so all you need to do is pull out the old schedule of fees, dispose of it appropriately, and put the new schedule of fees in.
And that's something you handed out tonight about something you.
Yes, I gave that out tonight, so you have that.
Okay.
All right, and it's all set to go in your binder, all you need to do is remove the old one.
Thank
That's
you.
what this one is for.
That's, very
And
helpful. Thank you.
I will need, I have Beth sign this because Natalie isn't here, or do I have Natalie sign it?
No, Beth is the pro tem,
Yes,
back in this
so
year.
she's going to sign it. Do I need to make it pro tem on the,
I usually do, I don't know that it's required, but it makes it clear. I just
Okay.
add it to.
I will do that. Beth, I need you to sign this copy for me, please. And after your name, if you write pro tem. That would be great, thank you.
Thank you, Denise. The next item on our agenda is the monthly financial report. So we're at number 6, if you're following along.
Okay, we're skipping all the rest of the ordinance.
Oh, you're right, my bad. We're still on number 5, the public meeting report, which there are extra copies of it up there. We had a meeting a week ago tonight, here in the back room. We had 5 residents attend, 6 people, and 4 of them spoke at one time. So it's 2 pages. No, they're laying on top of one another. Sorry, I didn't have any staples in my staples, just 2 pages, yeah. And so I took the notes while people spoke, and those were the items that I captured to write down that we need to review. I think I also added yours, Deanne, I think. But we
don't
need to
have a copy of that. Do I do
I
not.
emailed it to you. You mean Deanne's?
Yeah.
No, you don't have one. And we need to make sure they're there. Right?
Pass those out to them.
No,
Do you have a copy of
probably not. I just made a copy, so just, you gave it to me, I made a copy. I just need it. This is for my own. You're right. Yeah, this is not. If I could just make more copies. Okay, fine. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 1, 7 or 8 copies. I know that's a lot. Okay, because I didn't have that done ahead of time, we're gonna skip over that while she makes copies and then we'll come back to it.
Promises.
So the one you had out here is not,
Those are the ones that I took at the meeting, and then we also had some that were submitted. And, well, we had 2 things. One was Deanne's, which she's copying, and then Mary Miller submitted one that she'd hand-delivered to each of the board members. So you don't have that one. If you want to see a copy of that, I brought my copy of
so
that.
people need both, what's here and what she's about to hand out.
If they want to see what the comments were.
Yes.
Mary's didn't really specifically talk about certain ordinances. I think it was more,
Yeah.
did it on the second page. Yes, go for it. Oh, question for the back. Hey, Donna.
I do have
Oh,
a
yes.
question. When I noticed that you're correcting the hourly work rate from $7.35 to $7.65 in the general fund, does that apply to the water and the sewer hourly work?
It applies to anybody who works on an hourly.
It does. Deanne, I know I think you're looking at my sheet and your sheet. I think I've done a lot since then, and not much of it's been sleep. But I think that I went through and made sure that what I put on those handouts included yours. But would you look at them and compare because you're more familiar with them than I am? So I'm not, I don't want to mislead anybody. I want you to get all the information. Jan's trying to do that, so for us, thankfully.
Do you have an extra copy of the agenda for today?
Yeah, for tonight? Yes, I do.
You got one? He got one?
I've got one.
So at the public meeting, people spoke, we went through the ordinances they wanted to talk about, captured the suggestions for change, and I emailed that to the, and I think I gave you a copy tonight, right? The changes to, the suggestions to board members. So you had it for a few hours, or several hours to look at today. Again, since Natalie is not here, I think we should not try and come up with ordinances we want to change tonight, because if any of us, we all attended the meeting, I think we need everybody's input. So ordinances are not going to go into effect or be enforced until we've had that meeting and that discussion. And it'll take 2 times, 1 meeting to discuss them and asking Lucille to prepare ordinances for us to consider at the monthly meeting after that. So we're now talking July before we can actually pass ordinances. I just think that's fair. You know, Natalie's chair, and she's been involved in this. I don't think we should, I think we just have to have a discussion again when she's
Right,
here.
I
So it
think
makes more
everybody
sense to do that. Does anybody have any issue with that, Lori?
Did you say you emailed them to me?
But they're extra copies.
I did.
What kind of kitchen?
Well,
You're out there.
She's making
She's making copies of something else. What?
Well, I'm trying.
Okay. Jim, can you reach those stacks that are already up there?
I
A little
gave,
further.
look in your packet, I gave you one of those. And you have one too.
Yeah.
In your packet. This one, you have one there, and Lisa has one too,
Did you
I
find
put
it?
it in everybody's packet,
Okay.
okay? It's there, right there in your hand.
Oh, from the ordinance meeting.
Okay. Yay! All right. So hearing no issues about public meeting report that we're going to delay it for a month, and so Denise, if you'd add that to the agenda for the June meeting, please. And I'm sorry. We'll go to item 5C, which is the ordinance, the complaint review panel.
I have a question.
Okay, I'll back up.
Is the board going to address exactly as you have written these here? How is the board going to approach this? I guess is my question.
Well, my suggestion would be, of course, now would be chaired, so my suggestion would be, a recommendation would be that we not just look at those. I think we need to look at all of the ordinances, and this also gives us more time to do it and to highlight things that we want to make sure are discussed and kicked around. But we will definitely.
We as a board?
We as a board. But we will definitely include all of those that were brought up at the meeting and that were handed to us, you know, since the meeting.
but we won't do it until the next meeting because Natalie's not.
We'll make a full board.
But that's an important question. How are we gonna discuss this and what's it gonna be like?
How are we going to approach this? Because that looks like a meeting.
Yeah, and that's just happening. Yeah, that was an hour and a half and we're gonna go through all the ordinances. So that's why I think if we read them ahead of time and do our homework like we should as board members, then we will say, okay, we're going through them, here we go, page 1, does anybody have any issue with that? And we'll make sure that those issues are highlighted so we don't overlook them. For the time to
So
come.
we need to take this and go through ours and mark in the proper place, whether everybody says.
And any other changes that you see that, didn't get discussed at the meeting.
Okay, so the plan is to tackle it next board meeting.
So everybody, please be here. Yes, that's the, you can't help someone getting a migraine. but-
Barring any other unforeseen.
Right, right. Right. Okay. The next, finally, sorry, I jumped ahead too early, is the complaint review panel. We've had 2 applications for that committee, and I don't think we're probably going to appoint that committee until after we've approved the ordinances, because the formation of that committee is outlined in the ordinances, and if we decide to make any changes to that, we need to do so but we'll keep these applications and appreciate folks who have applied until we square up the ordinances and know what we want the complaint committee to do for sure.
So we do have some applications.
We do, we have 2,
Awesome.
yes.
Now, where in here is that,
The complaint section?
the thing about us having one of the trustees and one committee, where is that?
It's fairly low.
I'm
I
happy
think
for
it's
it.
section 9. It's on page 10. Excuse me. Yeah. Oh, we usually don't, but they must be thinking. Thinking about bloody noses. No, I see where yeah, and this is one of the, so the complaint committee is at the bottom of page 10. It's called abatement procedure, section 21. You'll see under A, complaint review panel should be appointed by the board for the purpose of reviewing written and signed complaints of ordinance violations submitted by residents and or property owners of the village. Verifying, then the committee will also verify the accuracy of complaints and seeking cooperative resolutions to such complaints. A complaint from any resident or property owner of the village alleging an ordinance violation shall be submitted to the clerk, a trustee, or a member of the complaint review panel appointed by the board. The village shall provide a complaint form for this purpose, and complaints shall be upon the village form or shall contain all the information on the form. Such complaints shall be in writing and signed by the complainant. The panel, so this is C on the top of page 11, of our ordinances. The complaint review panel shall consider the complaint, and if the complaint appears to identify an ordinance violation requiring resolution, the complaint review panel may assign one or more of its members to verify the accuracy of the complaint and communicate with the party or parties to seek a cooperative resolution. Or said panel may refer the complaint directly to the board. A member of the complaint review panel shall report the status of all complaints to the board at each regular meeting as requested by the board. And in the event that responsible party or parties have not been reached or a complaint is not cooperatively resolved by the complaint review panel within 30 days, said complaint shall be referred to the board at its next meeting for a decision on pursuing further action. So I think that's a really important thing that people aren't necessarily picking up on, is that it's written in our ordinances, and I think we're all committed to this group trying to find a resolution without, being heavy-handed with it. So, and then there's a whole bunch of outlines. You want to know where it actually appoints the committee.
What should be in there?
Yeah, but it wasn't right there. Students would be.
You're looking for who appoints the committee?
The board appoints them, it'll be 3 members, at least 1 board member, 1 trustee, and at least 1 community member, and then the board can decide whether they want 2 trustees or whether they want 1 trustee and 2 community members, or how that works. So there'll be 3 people appointed by the board, and it's for a period of 1 year, I believe. I'm doing this from memory, so it's dangerous. And then they can be renewed, or they can,
You're not seeing where that section is.
I'm not, are you seeing it? Okay, thanks. I'm not trusting sections. I saw where their duties were, but I haven't seen how we're appointing them here. Being so prepared by not looking at their spot.
Complete review panel establishment of procedures.
Uh-huh.
The following procedures are set forth for establishing.
What page?
It's a separate sheet.
In the back.
Oh, it's the procedure sheet.
It's procedures.
Okay, so it's the
Alright.
last page in the book. No, that's the
Include,
water.
it will, Board of Trustees will appoint members of the panel, and the panel members shall, A, include at least 1 trustee and 1 person who is not a trustee. B, be appointed for a term of 1 year. C, receive no pay for services. The panel shall, A, select its own chairman and secretary. B, establish its own meeting procedures in compliance with Missouri state law, including properly posting and holding open meetings. C, keep minutes and public records as required. D, report on all statutes, status of all complaints at the regular board meeting or as requested by the board. Number 3, upon receiving a written signed complaint on the village, and I think you went into a lot of that. You want the rest of it? And that's
What section?
But it's
it's a separate sheet.
So
that-
why isn't it in our ordinance?
It's not, if,
Is what you're asking about being appointed by the board?
What she just
yeah,
read
the
is what I'm asking
establishment,
about.
It is
the
in,
procedures.
it is in the ordinance.
Okay,
It's
So what
under, on
page?
page 10, section 21,
thanks, okay. Thank you, Denise.
number 1A. What
Yes,
page?
there.
A complete
Yeah, I don't have
list
it. I don't
have
shall
it.
be appointed by the board.
Here's an extra
States
set.
it.
I've got the.
There's
No, I
a
have the
procedure thing that
the
fleshed it out,
standards that we
that
approved.
aspect is in the ordinance.
Right.
Page 10, tell me again, section 1?
No, section 21.
That's what I
number
just read.
And it's in number A. A says a complaint review panel shall be appointed by the board. So that was what's is in question, right?
So it
What
doesn't
was
say
it
that it'll be
she was
3
reading?
members and there'll be,
What I read them was,
Yeah, what you read was the procedures
procedures.
thing.
and that's not,
And,
We don't have that yet.
that's not in
and I
the
think that
ordinance.
that the board opted to do the procedure.
we did, but I thought it would be, you know, in an appendix or something in the back. I mean, why would we
Yeah.
do procedures and not have,
And you did have copies of it, I don't know.
Yeah,
where they went
I would
from
assume it would be attached here. in
there.
your
Okay, I mean, I can get you the copies.
yeah,
That's
or to
not a
be,
problem.
since people are here tonight and they're
Everyone?
interested, is it something you can take out and change the copy, or is it multiple pages?
Well,
It's one page,
the
right?
pertinent part that they're asking about, I'm assuming, is how you're going to establish this.
That was a question, Bill
Right,
pointed
and I just, the Board of Trustees will appoint the members of the panel, and the panel members shall include at least 1 trustee and 1 person who is not a trustee. Be appointed for 1 term, a term of 1 year, and receive no pay for services.
Yeah, that leaves me out. I want paid.
It's a separate sheet that we just approved, it's not actually in the ordinances per
It's going on all the
se.
time.
It's not,
Can you share?
It's just one page, front and back. Front and back.
so we need to copy you that.
We're gonna get copies from Emily Home Base.
Oh, that's.
Okay.